welcome to episode 424 of In Touch with iOS, the podcast that keeps you connected to the ever-changing Apple ecosystem. I am your host, Dave Ginsburg. Each week, we break down the latest news, updates, tips, and hidden features across iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac Vision Pro, and Apple TV, all with insights from friends, experts, and the Apple community, because here we read the release notes so you don't have to. So we have everybody here this week. Looks great to have the panel back here, and we're going to start off with Marty Jencius. Thanks for being here. What's going on with you, Marty?
First week of teaching for the summer, all of it compressed on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I feel like I've been let out of jail
Nice.
as of tonight. And I'm going to have this feeling every week on Thursday night, like I've just been let out of jail. And then it's work release. I have to go back in 4 days or 5 days and go back into jail. But that's going to happen for 5 weeks, and it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Glad you are. And she's back after her adventures in the woods. Jill McKinley. How you doing, Jill?
Well, I'm so exhausted. I'm so glad to be sitting and doing nothing. And I'm never going to leave my house again.
Well, you do work.
But
from
it was
home,
great. Right.
So you're okay. Glad you're here. Also here with his fine-looking hat, it's Guy Serle. How you doing, Guy?
These pipes are clean. Yes. So sorry that I missed Tuesday, everyone, but I'm here tonight. So
Well,
let's carry on.
Off day. So Eric Bolden is here. He's got another bird behind him. It's kind of not hidden there, but how you doing, Eric?
Yeah, bluebirds, they're tiny. They get lost easily.
Yeah.
I think they're getting heavier, so heavy they're having a hard time flying because of all the mosquitoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a great week.
Good.
I'm much faster at the swatting.
Yeah. Glad you're here. And also here is Jeff Gamet. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing all right. And Eric, I feel bad that you're having to deal with the mosquitoes. And Guy, I'm really glad that you're able to sing the ballad of Your Pipes Are Clean.
Yes.
And it doesn't involve lemmiwinks. So
No, and
well
I'm
done.
able to sit still for it too.
Yeah, nicely done.
So let's move on to some of the great things we're going to talk about this week. We did have a little weird schedule last week. I hope everybody's got the opportunity to take a look at our Jeff and I's great interview with Don McAllister talking about his wedding player app. That was episode 422. The video just got published, so we got a full video, all edited and nicely packaged for you. So go out to youtube.com/intouchwithios to check that out. Along with, we've got all our folks in the chat this week. We got the Wither Bucket is always here. We appreciate you, and a number of others. So check that out. And I just did publish 423 shortly after that, so you'll have some catching up to do. It was running a little late last week, but you got another episode today with 424. So I'm glad to be here. So let's start off with In Touch with Vision Pro this week. Apple is releasing a new immersive video. I just discovered, and it's coming this week. It's called it's the Real Madrid, the weight of greatness, and it's in Apple Immersive. This is the 180-degree immersive video format, as we know, and the weight to greatness is going to premiere actually tomorrow as we're recording this on Friday, May 22nd. It's a 20-minute documentary which is intersperses the shots of the on-field action with interviews centered around the historic club. Footage was captured during the 2025 Champions League, which includes star players like, I shouldn't even butcher some of these names. You got Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., and Thibaut Courtois. We came close.
It was worth it to show up tonight to watch you
just to
have
hear me
to suffer
stumble on
through
those
trying
words.
to pronounce those names.
Yes.
I thought I would give it a shot anyway. So the film was shot using more than 30 Blackmagic URS Cine immersive cameras over the span of 5 days. There is a trailer out there on YouTube. I got it linked in the show notes, so you can take a look at that. By the time you listen to us, if you have your Vision Pro, you'll be able to watch this. I'm excited. They finally came out with another immersive video, right, Marty?
Yeah. Yeah, and remember, football is life.
It
I
is.
think this is kind of a nice tie-in as Apple's doing MLS, and then this gives them sort of a documentary that gives a more global aspect of it by looking at Real Madrid, which is one of those teams that is coveted by world soccer players and world soccer fans. So it's really kind of pulling in the whole soccer piece. People will be able to enjoy MLS and also learn about Real Madrid.
Is there a fake Madrid?
Yeah. It's made out of Lego.
I knew it.
Yes.
Playing so much.
It's always. How about you, Eric? What you looking forward to watching this?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. They had over 30 of the Blackmagic cameras that they were using over the course of 5 days. So I'm hoping they had lots of angles to choose from for editing, and that they caught some really exciting action.
Yeah, hope so too. The rest of you who don't have Vision Pros, you still can watch the video on YouTube. Actually, it looked pretty good, honestly, when I watched the trailer. So you're not getting the full immersive experience, but you'll still be able to see what kind of cool things they did with it. So I think that's kind of cool to check that out. Also, and I do have a link to the trailer in the show notes as well. And then the other thing I wanted to mention here real quick is Google's first AI smart glasses is launching this fall with iPhone support. Related to VR AR is Google. This was announced during the Google I/O conference. This was up this week. It's its first quote unquote intelligent eyewear product that's set to launch this fall. It is teaming up with Samsung and eyewear manufacturers Gentle Monster and Warby Parker to launch a new AI audio glasses. They will run on Android XR, which is Global's platform for smart glasses and AR headsets. There's cameras, speakers, and a microphone in the glasses, but there's no display in the lenses. So this is just audio only, in my understanding here. So they are going to reveal some of the designs later, and you're going to find out about it. Of course, what a surprise! It's supporting Gemini AI, so you get to listen to
Wait,
it.
if the glasses don't show anything, what's the point of the glasses? Couldn't they just do it with like an earpiece?
Unless I'm wrong. Is that what you saw, Marty?
Yeah, it's very similar to Meta and the current Meta Gen 2 glasses, where you don't have anything projected on a screen. You just have an audio interface so you can ask it questions like, "What am I looking at?" You can get and ask questions in terms of restaurant menus and things like that. It is basically your S lady in your ear. Using that platform. In the article, they kind of say, and first of all, if you're going to look at the article, also look at the comments. They're brutal. They're absolutely brutal. So, if you like Schadenfreude, then take a look at the comments. But at the end of that article, it says, well, they're looking at having one with sort of a screen coming out sometime next year. And one of the comments that somebody said was it already did. It was called Google Glass, and Google Glass had that little micro screen in it. That was informative. It was fun, and it felt like you had an interface versus just a talking machine that you can talk back to. But they're not going to even see that in this generation. So I don't know what the attraction to this platform is going to be. The Android AR VR works really well with the headset. I can't see anything really happening with it with just the glasses without a screen. So
if this is supposed to enable you to also take pictures without a screen, how do you know what you're taking pictures of?
It's where you point your head.
You probably look on your phone.
I'm not, because I do have a set of Meta 2s, and it has all these same functions that they're talking about here. And it's a little button on the top that you press. And I wore them at my son's wedding for a while and did some snapshots there, and actually did some short video with them. but you press it and hold it and you get the video recorded, and wherever you turn your head, that's what you're looking at or what the camera is capturing. So
People will no longer be my friend.
Just seems
well, it does have a little flashing light on it to let people know that
That's good at
they're
least.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good at
You
least.
know,
Want to add, Jeff? Go ahead.
we had a term for glasses like this long ago, even before they had cameras built into them. And that term is birth control glasses.
Right.
Clark Kent's.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm assuming anyone out in public actually wearing these is going to fall in the category that Jill just described. I don't have any friends anymore.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, the ones that we've seen in terms of prototype, they really are birth control devices.
Yeah.
However, the Meta 2s, then the first set of Meta 2s, it was really clear that you were wearing a set of AI or camera powered glasses. The Meta 2s look very much like Ray-Bans. Looks like standard Ray-Ban. And so it's really kind of hard to discern it unless you kind of see that the armatures on the side are thicker, because that's where a lot of the computing components are. So they're getting a more stylish. And then, of course, they went on and did the relationship with Oakley. So for those of athletes who want to wear Meta 2s that have Oakley designs in them, they can do that.
All right. Anything you want to add, Eric?
Just that there's a whole new element of losing your privacy if everywhere you go can be sucked into Google.
Well, we were talking about, like, what are you sitting? I'm glad it has a light, but you're maybe you and your family has a contentious relationship, and now it's being streamed live on Facebook. Your dinner that you thought was private.
It's not being. Well, I guess you could through your phone somehow do some live streaming through that device, but
even if it's not live.
you call it contentious. I call it evidence.
Right. Potato.
Yeah.
I expect that we're going to see over time sharp increase in Juggalo makeup, because it turns out the Juggalo makeup is really great at defeating facial recognition.
Huh.
Okay. I'm not going there.
Yet. You're not going there yet.
Yeah.
Boy.
Oh, there's got to be
rage.
There has got to be a filter that we can all show up on this show with Juggalo makeup on.
Let's see. Does Zoom have a
See, we're all
Juggalo
waiting for the answer here, Jeff.
makeup filter?
All right. Well, while you're looking that up, we're going to move on. Oh, my gosh.
So much of this show goes right over my head, just so you know.
Yeah, that included. Well, anyway, beta this week. There is no beta. iOS 26.5 and every other version is now out, current, and the latest version. We're only a few weeks left from WWDC, so hard to say if they will have something before then. They might. Sometimes they've surprised us, maybe like a .1 or .2. Who knows? But for right now, it seems 26.5 is pretty stable. We've talked about it here. So let's go a little bit of In Touch with Mac this week. The Kansas City Public Schools, I knew announced this, but now it's official. They are going to be replacing 30,000 Windows PCs and Chromebooks with Apple devices. And what the Apple device is going to be? It was a quick comment during Apple's Q2 2026 earnings call that the KC Public Schools website had elaborated its plan to transition to an all-Apple district. Now, here's the details. And again, during the call, Apple had mentioned that they are switching high school students from Windows laptops to Chromebooks to MacBook Neos, completing the transition to an all-Apple district. And then his comment amid the broader picture of Apple's lineup, and they were looking for the right device. Mac Neo delivers the unprecedented combination of quality, value, and industry-leading security that has resonated strong along enterprise and in education. So now Kansas City Public Schools are going to have elaborated what they're going to be doing. According to the website, the district will replace more than 30,000 Windows PCs and Chromebooks to the more secure and more durable Apple device. So it's going to be about 4,500 MacBook Neos have already been procured for students in 8th grade and up, while lower grades will have access to the existing iPads that they already have and MacBook Airs. So they're a full-out Apple shop in a school district. I'm thoroughly excited about this, honestly. Starting off with Marty, what are your thoughts on this now that we've been talking about this on our various shows? And,
we have been talking. Yeah, it's cool. It'll be interesting to see how that also shifts how kids or young adults interface with computers. A couple of things with the Neo that is impressive here. They are repairable.
Right.
Whereas I'm not sure how much Chromebooks or how repairable they are. Yeah. So you can extend the life of a Neo if it needs repair for whatever purpose. The other piece with this is that you're not really learning about file systems and the way computers organize material when you're working just with a cloud computing based system. Mm-hmm. So this introduces adolescents and kids into the idea of computing as we know it and as they'll wind up generally in the work world using. So that's what's cool about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else have any comments on this?
Well, I had some thoughts while I was on my long drives and when I saw this, that first of all, the Chromebooks are not great. Garbage. Now you're getting a real computer. And then back in the day, I joked when I was in high school, Apple had one strategy. We're going to put all the Apples in your school, and then you're going to graduate and realize you can't afford any of it, and then you're going to go to Windows. Now, this is something they could actually buy when they got it out of school or on their own. And so I thought, now it's genius. So I think this is a great move.
Well, also remember that while the Neo is certainly a very affordable laptop, and for what you're paying for it, quite capable, you also have things like the Mac Mini, which is also a very affordable computer. So we're not talking about the days when you had Performas and Quattras and Centris computers, that were mostly the same, but with different software at ridiculous prices. Apple has, over a relatively short amount of time, become a affordable computing platform. And that's something I never thought I would say, even as little as 5 to 10 years ago. But that just kind of seems the way that that they're going. They used to almost sneer at the low end, like, oh, we don't want to be bothered with the low end. And now they're embracing it, I think, because they're seeing that while the profit margins are smaller, or at least less, with something that doesn't cost a whole lot, when you sell a lot of them, you make a lot of money. And if there's one thing that Apple likes to do, it's making money.
What company doesn't?
All right, I have two thoughts. And Guy, you just triggered one of those thoughts for
me.
Oh,
good.
Okay, so Apple in the affordable computer space, I think that they stayed out of that affordable computer space for so long because it was too expensive. And now that Apple controls almost every element in their hardware, they have control over the pricing. So their cost for chips is not what it used to be. And it puts them in a place where they can actually produce a computer at a lower price because it's not costing them as much to make the machine.
Especially once they got away from Intel.
Well, that's what they had to do.
Yeah.
Apple had to get away from Intel. They had to start making A series and M series chips before they could produce a computer that could hit this affordable price point. Okay, now the second thought, which I had before Guy started talking, was if you're trying to figure out why Google announced the Google Book, a concept of an idea when they did, just look at articles that are saying Kansas City Public Schools replacing their Chromebooks with 30,000 MacBook Neos. And they're not the only school district that's going to be doing this. And Google's like, holy forking shirt balls, we have to do something to compete with that because clearly the Chromebook isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are they calling that operating system?
Aluminum.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aluminum.
Oh, yeah.
Illuminati? What is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Could be
Jill,
the-
I've missed you.
It should be Illuminati
Yeah.
instead of
Illuminati,
Illuminati.
yes.
Yeah, you can
there you go.
Spread it along with some grape jelly.
Mm.
Mm.
All right. One last story here on the in the Mac this week. Hovercraft. It's a new Mac app that makes video call presentations feel more personal. The simple act of sharing your screen is a way that feels natural during a video call, but can be overly complicated. Hovercraft is a new Mac app that solves every specific problem around screen sharing during video calls. It's a virtual camera that works with any video calling software. It was created by Adam Liskor. It's a delightfully straightforward in what it wants to achieve. Screen sharing on most video calls are usually defaults to shrinking or replacing your video feed in favor of what you're showing. While this makes sense in a lot of contexts, the use of the Mac is all about choice and utility. So this is where Hovercraft's going to come into this. It's lightweight utility that gives your new camera a choice. So when you go to Hovercraft as your camera source on a video call, you can easily share something on your screen without the contents of your computer taking over the video feed, and that's the key feature. You stay focused in the video call, and whatever you share just hovers over as an additional layer. So more personalized presentation. I thought this was pretty cool, and there's a lot more here. It is free to try, and it's like $19 from $19 for a single Mac, and maybe it solves a problem when you're in video calls. I mean, I don't know if I can use this at work because they block things, but it seems pretty cool. What do you guys think?
This is actually really cool.
It is very cool.
I think I need to try it out.
Could this be used as a podcasting tool if there's a way to separate the video feeds
Oh, it's just
into something that's being recorded?
it's
I bet you could
basically-
use it with Ecamm
yeah.
because
so
Ecamm's
it's-
pretty versatile with what it's
Yeah.
grabbing for feeds.
But
cool.
if you're on Ecamm, then what's the point of using Hovercraft?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, that's true. But here, this was just the article.
Fair.
Now I just put the link in the show notes for the actual app. It's sandwich.vision is the name of the website.
I'll go really
slash
go with the
hovercraft.
nutty and jelly.
Yeah, exactly. But you actually can type on it. You can actually write things on it too as well as having the presentation above your left or right shoulder, however you're sitting, and do the presentation that way instead of having I sit in Teams calls every day, and when you present something, it's like you don't see the people. You want to see the presenter while they're talking, which you can do. You have to spotlight it, but this tool seems like I want to check this out. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It sort of seems like Ecamm that doesn't have that many features, but is for someone who doesn't need that many features. Like you could do a lot with this, I think.
Yeah, and it's got other sources you can use like PDFs and others besides like PowerPoints or keynotes
Cool.
presentations. This is pretty cool. So
And well priced too.
I don't know if I assume it's $19 one time, or is it?
For
It's-
one Mac.
$19 lifetime
Oh,
license. Yeah,
right.
one Mac.
Oh yeah, and then they have
If you have
it's
two
a-
Macs, $29.
Yeah, and it says
49 will get you 5.
and their lifetime licenses. God, this is like a bargain. And they're
You can put
considering
it on
maybe
your Neo.
But is it sustainable though? I mean, once all the people that buy it have it,
Yeah.
how do they generate income after that?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is,
That's the big question
It is a big
every
question.
software developer has to deal
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
And this is why most apps are subscription as opposed to lifetime license.
Surprising.
It goes in phases, right? There's an app I bought that was a hiking app that does PDF maps so that you can be offline. I bought it ages ago for $25. Now it's a $150 a year subscription, and so you start out with the free, hoping to get some money in, and then you move on to the subscription and reward those people who joined you early
So,
or make them
All right.
suffer.
anybody else want any comments on this? All right. Well, we haven't started a new segment in quite some time, so I was brainstorming by myself. You know, you brainstorm by yourself sometimes. You know, so then I gave this thought. This guy named Jeff Gamet has a new blog. Well, it wasn't new; it was old, but he brought it back. So I'm thinking, you know, this might inspire Jeff to maybe talk about his articles he does every week, and it seems like he is doing a few of them every week, for at least the time we speak once a week. So we have a new segment. It's called In Touch with Jeff's Blog. And
I
think-
appreciate what you're doing, which
Yeah.
is putting pressure on me to make sure that I keep writing stuff
Well,
on my blog.
It could be a weekly segment, or it could be whenever you have articles. So it's not going to be set in stone, but I think it'll be fun. So you got two. I thought you had only one, but you just posted the second one earlier today as we record. So why don't you tell everybody the first one? It was about Meta firing 8,000 people.
Yeah. Okay. So this is news from today.
Yeah.
And the announcement came out that the rumors people have been hearing for a few days now were actually true. They Meta, they're laying off 8,000 employees, and the reason that they're giving for this is that they're streamlining operations, and also that they are going to be investing in other things. So to take that out of their corporate speak, they're firing 8,000 people because they want the money that goes into their salary to be able to dump into their AI projects. And also, they have 6,000 job openings. I didn't talk about this part in my blog post. 6,000 job openings that they decided they're just not going to fill. And then they're taking 7,000 people that are not getting laid off and pulling them off of whatever they work on, and putting them onto AI projects instead. And the departments that are being impacted, it's like across the board, but three that stood out: cybersecurity, integrity, and content design. So cybersecurity and integrity, that seems like two departments where you really don't want to be axing your staff. And
Well, we are
and yet-
talking about Facebook.
yes, we are. Yeah, and apparently it's like entire teams are just being let go. So for some areas, there will literally be no one left to do the job because they're just gone.
Well,
And
now, according to what was in your blog, there's like skeleton crews that are left.
that's what I am presuming,
Oh,
but I don't have information to say that's exactly what's happening. I have since seen some social media posts where people are saying, no, it's our entire team was laid off.
okay. All right.
So
If you're
yes.
talking about integrity, since Facebook has none, what were they doing anyway?
Yeah, well, there you go.
What was the
So
other one?
I'm sorry.
There were three departments.
Three department. It's multiple departments, but there were three that stood out. Yeah, so there's more than three departments that are being impacted.
I think any company that does this gets what they're going to get theirs. You know what I mean? It will come and hit them the wrong way.
Well, if one of them being cybersecurity, it's almost like their entire integrity branch. It's like, what have you guys been doing for the last 15 years? They have very little in the way of integrity, and security is an afterthought because it's everyone and their grandmother on Facebook. So they can't make it hard to get in, or they'll lose 3/4 of the people that use it.
Well, what they could do is make it easy to get on board, but then have solid security on the back end to protect information. So
You're so fun.
to prevent data breaches where usernames, passwords, credit cards, things like that could be stolen.
Is anyone actually stupid enough to give Facebook their credit card?
Well, if
do.
you want to do advertising and you want to boost your posts, you have to pay them.
And people make money off of it, so they have to give access to an account to drop that money into. I've heard of people losing their accounts and losing that account. Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry. I can't think of a more terrifying thing to do than to give Facebook that kind of information on my financial resources.
The only thing I could think of that would be worse, Guy, is to go to Mark Zuckerberg and say, "Can you give me advice on how to improve my well-being?"
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Something that hasn't been spoken about yet, and so this is more of a question. Is this a stockholder play in the sense of we're going to be moving people into this area? Do you get some stock boosts from that? We're not going to hire people we said we were going to hire. And it satisfies the stockholder, but doesn't necessarily satisfy the security, the product in that kind of way.
My take is that stockholders are always at the forefront with decisions like this. But I think that's only part of it. I think the other part is Mark Zuckerberg's in a position where he has God Emperor control over what's happening inside the company. And he also has the attention span of a squirrel. And so he has moved on from the other things that caught his attention, and he was sure we're going to be the next big thing, and he dumped billions of dollars from the company into it. And now he's moved on to, we're going to do AI, and that's where we're going to dump billions of dollars. And then it may work out, it may not. And eventually he will find something else where he's like, and now we're going to dump billions of dollars into this. And the company will continue to do it because he has ultimate control.
And if he's basically monetizing data, then AI is the place where he can get a lot of data.
Yeah.
Or lose a lot of data.
Without his cybersecurity team, sure.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I can think of off the top of my head for wanting AI to fail is this reason, is so that Facebook will, something terrible will happen to Facebook. There are so many bad outcomes that come along with AI, and making Facebook more powerful is right up there with the worst of them.
Yeah.
I just don't think they can do it. They'll never win on that game.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about being late to the party. And people said Apple was late to the party.
Apple is late to the party. But yes, Facebook is terrible at it. And where they do it is awful. So there you go.
Yeah. So it's bad and ill-advised. Excellent.
Right.
How can it fail?
All right.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
So let's go on to the next one. And I'm going to just say, these are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, thank you for starting this new segment. That's really nice of you.
Of course.
So, okay, then Plex, they made an announcement this week that they're giving their Plex Pass lifetime license uh, a cost increase. So it's going from $249 up to $749. So that price change takes effect beginning of July. And their reasoning, they said, is because people still want, at least a subset of people still like buying lifetime licenses, and they feel that this price point more accurately reflects the value of that license. And I believe they're telling the truth from a certain point of view. Hence the graphic that I made for the piece, with Obi-Wan Kenobi. That certain point of view is, sure, there's a lot of value in this if we can convince everyone that they should be doing monthly or annual subscriptions instead, because that's where the real revenue is. We need the recurring revenue. And my take is what they should have done is just come clean and not try and give us this happy little press release about, hey, look what we're doing and it's great. They should have just come clean and said, hey, we've run the numbers, and selling lifetime licenses is not how we keep this business afloat. It's the monthly and annual subscriptions. So we're just getting rid of the lifetime thing. But if you already have that, we will honor it, and you will continue to get all the new features that come out for the service because you have a lifetime pass. But anyone after July 1st, you're going to have to do a monthly or an annual subscription, and that's how we keep our business afloat. I think that would have been a much better way to go into this.
But won't a bunch of people that might want that pass just get it before July 1st?
Of course they will, but it doesn't matter because the number of people that will actually do that is relatively small compared to the number of people that they will have on recurring subscriptions.
Okay.
Right. All right. Well, that was some good discussion. Again, I think that's crazy that Plex is doing this, honestly. Luckily, you and I, Jeff, both got in on the $119 plan.
Yep.
So I'm solid for the rest of my life, I think, as well as you are.
Right.
Unless you cancel, which you won't.
Right.
So
they should really do it as an amortization table. Like, as you get older, your lifetime license is less than you young folks. I think it's only fair.
Mine would be 25 cents at that point.
Because I'm not going to get the full value of a lifetime license at this point. So
2 bits.
Yeah. Oh, so I get it. You're betting you're going to live longer. They're betting you're going to die earlier. It's almost like insurance.
Exactly.
Yep. So, all right. Well, that is the new bit. That is In Touch with Jeff's blog this week, and who knows what Jeff will come up with next week. So I thought this would be
Well,
fun.
it depends on the weird stuff that people in the tech industry decide to do.
Exactly. So, thanks for that, and let's go on and move on to some of the other topics. So Apple did announce WWDC's schedule, and did send out the media invites this week. It's scheduled for the 2026 Worldwide Developers Conference, which is going to start on June 8th, end on June 12th. It's coming up in a few weeks here. I also sent out invites to the media who have been invited to attend an in-person keynote viewing at Apple Park. Both invites schedules confirms that it'll begin at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern time. Apple says the keynote event will be available to stream on apple.com and the Apple TV app. It's like the normal places, YouTube channel. And of course, you'll be getting all kinds of live coverage, and we might even talk about it too. So, or it might even appear on a podcast here. So, the big discussions. There were so many rumors. I just didn't want to tap into it. I just want to let it keep coming out here. We'll talk about it. iOS 27's got some amazing things. iPad OS 27, Mac OS 27. So some update version of Siri. Well, I won't hold my breath on that one. A Chat GPT style chatbot might be unveiled, along with multiple design changes to accommodate the SLAD's new abilities. So they'll be coming up soon. That's all I got to say. Anybody excited about this?
About WWDC?
Yeah, we always are.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get it on the calendar.
Yep.
So nothing else gets in the way.
I want it to be now.
That's why I usually take the day off. It's like a holiday for me. So, especially if we do it, I usually do the podcast with Mike Potter. We'll see where that goes, but usually we do. So it's going to be fun. So be ready. June 8th, keynotes.
I always think that I'm more excited about it because I like software updates more than I like hardware updates.
Yeah. Generally, you aren't going to see any stuff like what's going to be in hardware. And usually they don't announce hardware during this session. So
Right. That's why I like this better.
So yep, but we'll be covering it. Don't worry, you'll be hearing about it. So I want to say happy birthday. Happy birthday to the Apple retail stores. They just turned 25 years. I can't believe the first Apple retail store opened in 2001, May 19th, 2001, which is a few days ago from a recording. And Steve Jobs had personally guided members of the press through the Tyson Center store 4 days before it opened, and then announced the retail initiative on May 15th. Some 500 visitors lined up before dawn on opening day, with the queue growing over 1,000 by the time the doors had opened at 10 a.m. The two stores focused on Tyson's Corner in McLean, Virginia, and Glendale Galleria in California. Welcomed over 7,700 visitors and recorded almost $600,000 in combined sales over their opening weekend. I think really what it came down to is the decision to go brick and mortar was because of the precarious moment for Apple as a market share hovering around 2.8%. The company was struggling to showcase its products through third-party retailers. So, and the Macs were generally relegated to dusty corners staffed by clerks with limited product knowledge. Oh yeah. The good old days, right? Going into Computer City and going into a Best Buy if they sold it, or Circuit City was another one. Yeah. So just
USA.
Oh man, Comp USA, can't forget them.
Yep.
Wow.
Plant spent that was a blast from the past.
So real quick, did you know that the first store was not store one that opened? Just store one was the Glendale store, but because of time zone differences, the Tyson's Corner store opened before, which was number 2, opened before number 1.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. So
yeah. Also, Dave, when you talk about the Glendale store, you said it's at the Galleria. You mispronounce it. It's the Galleria.
Galleria.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Tubular.
Totally tubular.
Wow. Talk about a blast from the past.
Yeah.
They're all grandmothers now. So,
Going to the Galleria.
So if you remember to lead the retail push, it was Steve Jobs had recruited Ron Johnson, who had transformed Target's image into his designer merchandise line. Together, they refined the store concept in a secret warehouse prototype, working through every detail of the single entrance layout to the Genius Bar, which Johnson modeled by the service experience at a Ritz-Carlton hotel. And Gap CEO Mickey Drexler, who had joined Apple's board in 1999, also played a key role in the shaping the retail vision. Steve was not a dumb person to know to get people involved who have had experience working retail and to get what they did. So by 2003, they had recorded over $3 million in profit per store. That was amazing. And then
per quarter.
Per store, per quarter. Yes.
Could you imagine what that store would have looked like if Steve Jobs had designed it alone?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just think back of all the Mac designs, right?
Yeah. You're supposed to know these things. You should already know how to do that. Why are you asking me?
Yeah. You'd walk in the store and look around and be like, why is there nothing in here?
Yeah.
It's
quite
minimalist.
And interesting interesting tidbit here is the Tyson's Corner store relocated and reopened in a larger redesigned space within the same mall in May of 2023. So both those stores remain open today. And there's, and I remember the first Chicago store that opened. It was in Schaumburg, Illinois, in Woodfield Mall. And that was the very first store. And I went there and remember it vividly. I'm sure all of us have a memory of which store they visited when it first opened, because it's been quite an adventure, and they still to this day are. Yeah,
Tyson's was the first for me.
Yeah, that Schaumburg one was my first.
Was it? Okay, that's right.
Aspen Grove for me.
Beechwood Mall.
Yep. So
up in Cleveland.
Absolutely. So
all right, here's a bit of Apple Store trivia for you, as long as we're going down this path. Mm-hmm. So there's the Flatiron Crossing Apple Store in is that Thornton Broomfield? I believe it's Broomfield. So it's Colorado, and it was a one-off store for its design. And what had happened was they came up with a new store design. And so that was the first store to get that design. They're already in development of the store, and they scrapped that design for a different one. But since the Flatiron Crossing store was already in progress, they finished it with that layout. And so when it opened, it was literally the only Apple store ever made with that design.
Was it red rocks and a roof that went like that?
Yeah, it was a lot like that. Yeah. Okay. And a bear sitting in the corner eating your lunch.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a taco truck. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about the Apple did announce and previewed the accessibility features that are going to be powered by Apple Intelligence. They announced a suite of accessibility updates that use that Apple Intelligence to expand upon capabilities across VoiceOver, Magnifier, voice control, and app accessibility reader, with additional new features for generating subtitles and a wheelchair control in the Apple Vision Pro, which I know we talked about that on Vision Profiles. This is pretty interesting. So the VoiceOver Image Explorer is going to be using Apple Intelligence to produce more detailed descriptions of images throughout the system. I go on and on. It's in the article here. The magnifier is going to have Apple Intelligence do some visual descriptions to its high contrast interface for users with low vision. Also accessibility via the action button with support to spoken commands like zoom in and turn off flashlight. So got some really cool things here. And then accessibility reader will have some enhancements, voice control, generating subtitles, and then the power wheelchair control for Apple Vision Pro will use the headset's precision eye tracking system as an alternate input method for users who cannot operate a joystick, launching with support for the TOLT and LUCI alternate drive systems in the US via Bluetooth and wired connections. This is pretty cool. And they had a video that was shared out on YouTube about the VoiceOver features. What else do we think of this? Again, this really shows Apple is dedicated to accessibility for everyone. I think this is really cool. Jeff,
for those who haven't,
Marty, go ahead.
For those who haven't seen the video, you should see it, because I read about it and said, "Oh, that's interesting," and I'm glad Apple is kind of, besides the health thing, they're doing the accessibility thing, and they're kind of tops in both of those areas as far as products are concerned. And then I went back to look at the story and then watch the video, and then it was like, oh, I get it. I get how the visual thing works with the Vision Pro in terms of guidance. And then some of the other things that are mentioned here are aspects of them are built into apps, because I have one in my household who is low vision capability, and went to a vision center in Cleveland, and they gave suggestions for all these apps that they can do that are now integrated or have been described or maybe even Sherlocked by Apple in terms of their accessibility.
Yep.
Apple has always been a leader in accessibility. Okay. Apple for a very long time has been a leader in accessibility. And I love that they're still setting a standard that other companies need to strive to attain. So good for Apple. And the timing of this announcement is no coincidence because we are in Accessibility Awareness Month, and they made the announcement during Accessibility Awareness Week in the month, and they always do this before WWDC. And so it's like clockwork. Every year at this time, that's when we're going to get these announcements, and good on Apple for continuing to improve accessibility in their products.
Yeah.
We all win for it, even if it's features we don't think we would otherwise use.
I use some of them right now.
Yeah, and I use some, and I know that I will need to use more over time. So I'm glad they're there.
Yeah, me too.
I just showed Magnifier to someone
Oh, I love Magnifier.
who
I use it all the time.
Great
had
app.
no idea I could do that.
Oh yeah, I keep the magnifier button in my what is it, the control panel thing.
Me too.
So when I swipe down, it's
Yep.
just right there.
Yep.
And I use that a lot.
I was happy that they brought back the stand for the iPhone.
Yeah, I was disappointed that they
Oh, you have
stopped
it?
it for
We were
a
going to talk
while.
about that.
So, well, I can wait until we get to it. But it
Spoiler alert.
was in the article.
Yeah, no. So they've really. Oh, well, go ahead and bring it up. I'll move it up. What do you think about that? It looks like the most goofiest thing though, and it's a little pricey.
Yeah, it's a little pricey. It looks goofy. I don't know if the price is the same or not. But the thing is if you don't have fine motor control,
Mhm.
it snaps onto the back of your phone, and
Mhm.
you can stabilize with a finger. You can rest it. You can use it to rest a phone against a table, or to prop a phone up so that you can watch something on it or read ingredients. You can easily take it off and put it back. I got one, and by the time I got it and realized it was actually useful, it was gone. And everyone I showed it to that I thought, oh, this would be a really good idea for you, it wasn't available. So I was happy to see it came back, and new colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I read that article, Eric, I knew that you had one because we picked on you a lot. We made fun of you. But I'm like, surely Eric did not spend $55 or whatever it is now retail for it. And I thought, did the price go up on that? So I think
I don't remember the price was,
I
but
think
it was a little pricey. But
yeah, it was like $39, I think, or something like that, or $29. But now it's like 50 something. So
$54.95.
yeah.
Yeah, if you look at some of the photos that went along with the press release, the design, which at first glance is, as you said, Dave, goofy, it totally makes sense because you see how people that are like missing fingers, or they have severe arthritis, things like that, the shape, it just like melts into their hands.
Yeah, my friend has a hand neuropathy, and she can't really grip her phone very well, and I'm gonna buy it for her birthday.
That's a really nice, thoughtful present.
That's very nice, Paul. Very thoughtful.
What color?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking the swirl, pink and yellow.
There you
Oh,
go.
now
Okay.
I hope she doesn't watch this.
Does she watch?
What happens if it's another friend that thinks you're talking about her and then she doesn't get it on her birthday?
Doesn't get
Oh. This is a problem.
Well,
Listen to this show.
we all have to learn about disappointment at some point in our life, Marty.
All right. So I got two other hot topics here. I found one for Jeff and one for Eric. Jeff, this was for cat.
Mm-hmm.
Cat lock for Mac stops your cat from causing keyboard havoc, and I'm sure this happens to you all the time. If you have a Mac and a cat, I know you have both. You probably
I do.
You probably will run into a situation where your cat just sits on that computer keyboard, and where it's because the Macs are warm or because they want to distract you from all the screen absorbing of all your attention. Laptops tend to attract cats. So this is a new app called the Mac app called Cat's Lock, and adds a cat proofing that keeps your cat from doing damage to whatever you're working on when it gets to on your keyboard, or even when it sets up shop and the cat's off. So what it does is it just, you just click to turn it on, and then as soon as it senses a paw hitting the touchpad, it says, "This is cat protected." It's really the coolest thing. So is this going to be something you're going to buy, Jeff?
Yes.
No. Yes.
No. Yeah. No. Okay.
It's $2.
Years
It's
ago,
$3. It's $3.
I mean,
Can't
it's
beat it.
$3. Yes, I'll end up buying it. Of course, I will. Years ago, I had an app similar to this, and it was necessary. At that point, it was my previous cat, Nightshade. Yes, named after the deadly poison. And yeah, that was long ago. And I don't need this all the time, but when I do, boy, do I really need it.
Yeah.
Now
I'd
they
like
need to
one
come
that
out with.
just like pops out the side of your laptop with a little spray bottle and goes, "No."
I
you could
would
use
pay
this
more
code-
than $3 for that.
Yeah,
That would-
yeah.
I mean, that's just pure entertainment at some point. You're actually trying to get your cat to get close to your laptop at that point.
Just to film it and
Yeah.
put it out on YouTube.
Exactly.
Okay, so now I want them to do a follow-up app, Cat's Lock iPad, because when I'm using my iPad here in my place, oftentimes I'm sitting at my kitchen bar. And so when I'm sitting at the kitchen bar, the likelihood that my cat will lay on the keyboard is very high, whether it's my iPad or my Mac. So I need this for my iPad as well, because I don't want her sitting on the keyboard when the screen is locked and having it rotate through enough password attempts that it bricks and wipes my iPad.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Guy, you could get this
don't
too
know.
for jelly.
Yeah, or Kismet.
Okay.
Kismet's the one. Kismet has developed a very annoying habit. When I'm lying on the bed with my iPad, she wants to get between me and the iPad. And so I'm constantly moving the iPad farther and farther away from me, to where I now need Apple accessibility features just to be able to see the screen.
Yeah, this checks out. Yep.
I don't know about you, but my cats only went towards my Windows computer for work and typed to people in my office, because those run so much hotter that they didn't care about my Mac at all. They only liked the Windows machine.
What I'm hearing is I need to go down to the thrift store and pick up a PC
A thrift store.
and turn it on, and now it's the decoy computer.
Right. Or I know people have gotten them a deploy keyboard and put it somewhere else, and the cat thinks it's now walking on the keyboard, but it's not attached to anything.
But is it Bluetooth?
It's for
It
cat
will be
scan.
now.
All right. Well,
Quite.
then, Eric, I have something for you because you're the bird aficionado. This is a review of bird feed. It's the smart bird feeders with bird bath put to the test. There are multiple companies that make bird feeders and with AI identification that sends you pictures and info of the birds visiting your home. BirdFeed is one of the better known brands, and it was reviewed and with multiple products that they've made. But you want to give bird feeders another look at, so they looked at this one. BirdFeed is a lot of bird feeder options at different prices, but along with a camera equipped with bird baths and bird houses. But this one that was tested was the standard bird feeder at $170 with a solar panel and lifetime AI included. And then the Bird Feeder 2 Duo was $360, and Bird Feed Bath Pro at $280. So they went through and did all kinds of testing, and actually the camera is pretty good quality looking at this picture. and probably better than the pictures you're taking, Eric. I mean, so have you tried this before? I've not heard about this, and I thought this was interesting to see.
Yeah, I haven't tried it, although it's kind of been on the list of should we get one of these.
Yeah.
Just because you get to see who's showing up at the feeder. I believe that you can even get 3D models for the stand part that the bird sits on. So if you have a squirrel or somebody that comes by and tries to break it off, you can replace it. The bird bath one, that actually looks kind of cool because there's nothing more entertaining than seeing a bird get totally drenched and have feathers sticking everywhere, shaking itself out.
Yep.
Maybe you shouldn't be watching it, but it's still entertaining.
Yeah.
So neat concept. I like the solar panel to keep it charged, so you don't have to keep running out and with the charger to bring everything back. So yeah, it's a neat idea. They seem pretty popular. I would want something that would be had like a little fly swatter or something that would reach out and discourage squirrels.
Oh, I would love that. I hate squirrels, honestly.
Well,
we could talk to Chuck Dorner about that. You'll get stories.
What about like a little shocking thing that you see when there you could
A prod?
Yeah, but you don't want
Press
to
the button.
accidentally shock a bird, or with my luck, some little kid would come by and that would be it.
sure.
Well,
Yeah, I bet that kid wouldn't do it again.
That's true.
It's just a friendly lawsuit between neighbors.
Yeah, right.
All right.
You know what I noticed about this is I looked into one a few years ago and it didn't get it got like 4 stars, let's say. And it was primarily because it would lose Wi-Fi connection frequently and it didn't have a way of charging up the battery. And it seems to me like they were all over it and fixed the things that people complained the most about. And you like to see that in a hardware company.
Yep. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some news this week. Nintendo.
Yeah, before you do that,
Yes, sir.
I've already bought and started testing out Cat's Luck.
Nice. Now this cat just needs to make a move over, right?
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
but I'm ready.
Good.
As soon as she jumps up here. Oh, and by the way, it did not disable my camera,
That's good.
even though because I've already tested it and it locked out the keyboard, and my whole screen was black with a warning on it that Cat's Lock was active. But the camera stayed on. So
Nice.
okay.
We appreciate you doing that during a live show.
Yeah,
Jeff.
we do.
Right.
Now, what could possibly go wrong?
What could have happened?
I had all the confidence in the world with you, Jeff. All right. So Nintendo, they released a new Pictonico iOS game that turns your photos into mini games. Nintendo announced this today. It's a new new mobile game called Pictonico, which is set to launch Thursday, May 28th. It'll turn photos into mini games that you can those you can see in WarioWare. Again, I'm not a gamer, so I'm just kind of following along here. The app's website features players taking photos of themselves and their friends, with the app altering the photos in different ways. For one example, the person's mouth opens widely and chomps on corn with a tap, and another with a person bundled up with a mummy, and the goal is to unwrap the mummy. There's, again, 80 different games to play through at normal, high speed, and danger zone speeds. Okay. That makes gameplay even more challenging, and you can go throughout the levels. The game will get more difficult, and you can use photos from the photo library that you took before, and you can add those as well. This is interesting. I thought, of course, let's see, what's the cost? So according to Nintendo, the game is going to be free to try, and with 3 mini games that don't cost, but unlocking Volume 1 games costs you $7.99, and Volume 2 games, $5.99. That's not too bad. So you could pre-order it. It's coming out on May 28th. Anybody going to jump on this? I'm not.
No, I just can't see giving a bunch of pictures to Nintendo because they're probably going to upload it and hang on to it. So no.
It does say the photos stay on the device and don't go to Nintendo.
Okay.
That's good.
Well,
Look,
you
I
can't
just bought the
trust
cat
Nintendo.
app, so someone else has to buy this one. And
Take one for the team.
Yeah, take one for the team. And if you're going to do screenshots, just make so that we can all see it. Just make sure you're not using those pics that are in your private photos album. Just saying.
Very good advice.
Good advice. All right. I didn't think I'd ever be talking about Fortnite again, but here we are. Fortnite has returned to the App Store worldwide as Epic signals final battle with Apple. Fortnite is back in the App Store in every country except Australia. Epic Games announced today that the company declared it's entering the final battle of its long-running legal dispute with Apple. Epic said that the push Fortnite back into iOS globally was prompted by Apple's own words to the U.S. Supreme Court, which Apple acknowledges that regulators around the world are watching this case to determine what commission rate Apple may charge on covered purchases in huge markets outside the United States. And Epic CEO Tim Sweeney had just framed the move as a strategic provocation and the return marks of the beginning of the end of Apple's tax worldwide. So he's just trying to basically put it back in the store and thinks it's going to give Apple in and just let this all go. I don't want to go through all this whole thing again. We know the whole story. You know what happens, but go ahead.
It's the Tim McWeeny way. So, it's what
McWeeny?
he does.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you should. You did, but that's okay. Anybody else have anything on this?
Kind of hard to top McWeeny.
I just sort of wonder how expandable is it? How now does it open up the doors for everyone to do what Fortnite did that are not games? That I don't understand.
Well, does it, and also, does that mean that Fortnite's game store is going to be open for third parties that it wasn't before?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're not going to charge a 30% commission?
Yeah, well.
Oh, wait. That's all things that they're doing.
Yeah.
The whole thing with what Epic's been doing and the way Tim Sweeney has been portraying this, it's Tim S. Sweeney, right? Anyhow, the way they've been spinning this as this altruistic move, we're doing this for all the little guys that can't afford. You know what, Tim? Just come out and say it like it is. You wanted to do what Apple's doing, and you're pissed off that you couldn't. And so you planned out this whole battle, and you want Apple to fight you at every step along the way. Because if you play your strategy right, it ends up working out in your favor. And and so talking about, and now we're going for the final battle. We found the Apple boss level, and we're ready. Yeah. It's sure, maybe Apple has been too strict and restrictive in the way they allow payments on the App Store. But Tim is not doing this for everyone's benefit.
No.
This is all about Epic.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't care about any other company that may be able to take advantage of what happens.
Absolutely.
And nor should he, really.
Yeah, nor should he, but he also shouldn't portray it as, look what I'm doing for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Own it.
own it. Just own it.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Here's Witherbucket just said this. He said, I do think customers should be given more freedom to select other stores and accept the risk if they want to. But I also think that Tim is in it for himself, despite that.
Yep, Witherbucket nailed it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I do wish there were more stores. I'm with him on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll get the last story here this week. Apple, the iPhone 17 Pro is going to make sports history this weekend. I know Jeff's really excited about this. Apple today has announced that this Saturday's Major League Soccer match between the LA Galaxy and Houston Dynamo FC will be captured entirely on an iPhone 17 Pro. This is so cool. Apple will mark the first time.
One guy running on the field.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Oh, I'm sure he's got it in a rig,
Fast.
like Chuck's rig he has. I'm sure it's in a rig, and he's probably got all kinds of crazy equipment. But the iPhone 17 Pro will capture live footage throughout the match, including team warm-ups on the pitch, player introductions, and in-net goal angles, and the atmosphere inside the stadium, said Apple, with cameras positioned throughout the venue. So there's going to be probably like 10 or 15 iPhone 17 Pros around the whole stadium there. And it'll bring the viewers closer to this action made possible by the small form factor of the iPhone. Apple TV subscribers will be able to stream the match live on Saturday, the May 23rd. It's 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, and all you need is an Apple TV subscription, so it's not you don't have to pay for it anymore. So Apple's already used the iPhone 17 Pro to capture select moments of in the cinematic Fenway Park footage during a Major League Baseball game. It was against the Red Sox and Tigers last year, but cameras were also used, other ones. And then the Baseball Hall of Fame also added one of its 4 iPhone 17 Pro devices to capture the Red Sox thrilling walk-off over the Tigers in its permanent collection. So you're seeing more and more stuff going on with photography with the iPhone 17 Pro. Eric, you resident photographer, what do you think of this?
I think it's a great idea. It also, because it's smaller, you can have more angles, and you can have rigs for specialty shots. So I see a great future in this.
Yep.
So we're assuming spatial. Am I correct to assume that?
You think?
And we're assuming that these feeds are going to go through some central point that will act as a switch. So, we've got the camera running on the pitch right now. Now let's go to a full shot, a crowd shot. They just took a shot on goal. Let's switch to the goal. So it's going to have a live TV production kind of quality to it, I'd assume.
Absolutely.
Well, where is this being played, in LA or Houston?
It's probably Houston.
It's being played
some of the cameras
sports
won't be
fields.
stolen then.
Oh no, it's in California. It's at Carson, California.
Okay, yeah. There'll be no cameras by the end
So the
of
state government will steal it instead.
Yes.
Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Oh, they won't be stolen. Come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they would make this immersive, though. I
Yeah.
don't think
No,
they've
I don't
made
think
it
they
that
have.
far.
Yeah.
But
I don't.
it's good to kind of get the practice in and show what the phone can do.
Absolutely.
Well, I know
You know-
one of the things that the UFL has been doing is using drones during the game, where they'll have one stationed behind the quarterback before he takes the ball, and then they'll just follow the play wherever it's going, and it works quite well. The problem is the drones are so small that they can only really be out there for 1 or 2 plays, and then they have to go back to be recharged. I actually went to a game in Birmingham the first year that all these teams were back, and I wasn't that far from where they would shoot them off. So like all during the game, all you'd hear was like a drone coming back, and then just as it was going past your head, go back out onto the field.
Yep. So
You
exciting
know,
times. Go ahead.
if you want to have something tangible to latch onto, for the rumors that Apple has big camera upgrades in the works for future iPhone models, just look at announcements like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So that is all we got for this week. But before we go, I want to make sure we talk about MacStock. MacStock Conference and Expo. I cannot believe it's 48 days away. I have some work to do on my presentation. I don't know about some of you guys. I do have a little bit of work to do here, but it'll be worthwhile because you're going to come to MacStock and have an absolute blast. It's just an absolute blast of a time here. Jeff's going to be speaking. Jill is speaking. I'm speaking. Marty's speaking. Eric and Guy will be there and hanging out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Watching.
And watching and having fun. And Chuck Joyner's going to be speaking, and there's just so many. Dave Hamilton, Allison Sheridan. There's just going to be so many great people speaking. So the event is on July 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's in Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is just outside of Chicago, where I live, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of great days of talks. Three great days of talks. We're going to have so much fun networking. Everybody's approachable. We have such a lot of fun with that. So come join us. And one of the other bonus things we're going to have is a bonus evening with both David Pogue is going to be there Friday nights with his evening with David Pogue and hanging out and signing his books. And you can buy a book there. As Mike Potter was able to score some books that he could get purchased at a good price. And so he's going to be signing the books. Bring your book. Of course, you know what the book is. David Pogue's The First 50 Years of Apple. You really should bring that. And if not, you don't have one, and you can buy one. So many lifelong memories you're going to have with everybody. But I mean, this is now the 10th year I've spoken at all 9 so far. I'll be going on number 10. So absolutely have a blast of a time. But one of the other cool things that's going to happen, everybody knows we use Ecamm here, and this is how we do the production here for this podcast, and many others on this panel use it as well. They're going to have an early night day. What's going to be the Ecamm's Creator Camp, the Mac edition. And they're going to be out here the day before on July 9th. And there's going to be so much fun with that as well. You'll be able to have hands-on training, direct time with all the Ecamm team. There's a bunch of folks coming in from Ecamm, including Doc Rock and Katie folks. And it's just, there's so many others that are real well-known in the Ecamm community. And if you're looking to learn how you can do your own productions and maybe become a creator or just learn more. I'm just going to attend just to be able to learn more. There's always something you're not going to learn on what this software can do. I absolutely love it. Marty's using it all the time. Guy's using it. Jill's using it. Absolutely fun. So that's the 9th. So you can come in July 9th. There'll be 4 full days if you decide to go with that camp. So it's the weekend pass for the 3 days, 10th through the 12th of July. And then add the 4th day. It'll put you at the 9th through the 12th. Again, come check it out. We're going to have an absolute blast. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you want to join us and you want to save a little bit of money, you can use the offer code for this show, which is In Touch at checkout, and you will save $50 off of the admission price. So please come join us. We would love to have you.
And don't forget, if they still have some available, you can actually stay at the hotel.
They do.
Where the conference is being held.
Thank you. I forgot to say that.
Oh, you did say that?
Oh, I forgot to say that again. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You'll save money because, basically you park your car Wednesday night and then it doesn't move.
It doesn't
until the end of the day on Sunday.
Right.
And the hotel is beautiful. They've got some good restaurants that are right in there. You're going to be in the thick of things. There's going to be after show parties that are going on all over the place. So, and that way you can go ahead and get totally drunk and not worry about driving back to your hotel.
That's true. Anyway, macstockconference.com. That's the website to go to. We links in the show notes. Please join us. We'd love to see you, and hopefully we see some new friends as well, as we're going to get to see all our old friends and be able to network with everybody. So come join us. So with that, before we wrap up the show, let's find out where everybody could be found. Let me start with Jeff Gamet. Thank you, Jeff, for being here and letting us use your blog. And I thought that we had a great little session for that. And where people find you?
Dave, you're always welcome to use my blog. And
thanks for doing
that. It's I'm always cribbing from your show notes for the Mac show.
Yeah.
So it's only fair that I give a little something back.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So that blog, jeffgamet.com, but also freshbrewtales.com. Yep. I brought that back to life too. Then social media, jgamet, pretty much everywhere. I'm active right now, mostly though on Mastodon, PixelFed, and Blue Sky, and then some shows. Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices Live here on Dave's In Touch with iOS, on the British Tech Network, The Big Show, and The Mac Show. Brian Chaffin and I do The Context Machine, and Patrice Brendamore and I do Retro Rewatch.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you, Eric Bolden, for being here. Always love your insights on photography and the Vision Pro and all your passion with this stuff. Where can people find you?
I think they'll find me wandering around trying to find my daughter, who still has.
She still has your iVision Pro.
She still has my Vision Pro, and I need it soon because.
Gosh, He's
I
finding
use
up
it
5.
every day. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, not
but-
anymore. You don't.
Oh, that's been painful. Wow. I can be found on Mastodon at Bolden at mas.to. Otherwise, Sunday nights on the Neo Notebook, Mondays on Vision Profiles, Tuesdays on Mac Voices Live, and of course Thursdays on In Touch with iOS.
Great. Thank you, Eric. And Guy Serle, so always
Hey.
a blast to have you here on the show. We love having the fun with you as well, the rest of the panel. Where can people find you?
Well, it's weird. You wanted to use my blog as well. Unfortunately, all of my entries are like, and then he, and then he, and then he, and it just didn't work out. I understand
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah, well.
You can find me hopefully with Gazmaz real soon over on the G-Men show. Last week we had Jeff Gamet on as a guest star,
It was a lot of fun.
as a guest podcaster, and he went by Geoff. So, it was also a G. So that helped.
G-O-F-F.
It's I had to be pretentious just for the day so that it could still be the G-Men show.
Yes. And I appreciate that. That was quite well done. If you want to get a hold of us, well, number one, go and check out the G-Men show. We have a blast with that show. If you don't particularly care for tech podcasts, we're the tech podcast for you. That's how that works. You can reach us by sending an email to the show, which is simply gmenshow@icloud.com. I am active on Twaxter and Skies of Blue, and I can't think of a good one for Threads, but I will eventually. I am Vert Shark on all of those. That's the name I normally use. I also use Mac Parrot at times. And we have a Google Voice number, which is 703-828-4677. Sorry, 703-828-4677. That is the number that you can reach us on. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me on, Jeff.
Oh, you're welcome, Guy.
Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Thanks.
Dave.
I was going to let it go, but okay.
No, here's the thing. I had a procedure Wednesday, and I'm still trying to get over it. So that's basically what happened.
Sounds good.
These pipes
All
are
right.
clean.
Jill McKinley, I'm so glad you made it back with us this week. And you get the rest with us and hang out. So thanks for being here. Where can people find you?
Well, you can find me. I have a lot of podcasts, but my brand new one is Small Steps with AI, which is about what you can do to AI and make your life a little bit better, sort of on a low tech side of things. It's not high tech. And you can find everything I do at jillfromthenorthwoods.com.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, Marty Jencius. Thank you for being here. He's in summer school teaching, but he's always here to hang out with us. Where can people find you?
Yeah. You can find all the stuff that I do, all the podcast links and places that I'm at on the podtalk.net is the website that kind of unifies that. And of course, we've got Neo Notebook on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Vision Profiles on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Chuck Joiner's Mac Voices on Tuesday nights, this show, great show, on Thursday nights with Dave, and then British Tech Network and the Mac Show on Friday mornings, at least U.S. time. There are a bunch of other things in podcasts that I'm involved in. Take a look at the podtalk.net and connect with me directly on the socials at Jencius, Jencius. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Marty, as always. Well, for that, so with that, that's a wrap for this week. Please send your comments, questions, suggestions to our email address, which is feedback@intouchwithios.com. You could follow us on Blue Sky and Mastodon at In Touch with iOS. Support the show. Buy me a coffee at intouchwithios.com/coffee. We would really appreciate it. You can become a Patreon of the show by going to patreon.com/intouchwithios. We have 2 tiers available to support the show. We would really appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you're notified when we are live streaming, which is on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/intouchwithios. We saw Witherbucket. I think we saw Craig. Thanks for being here. And then, hey, Brian F. made it out as well. Thanks for being here, Brian. And we put the live stream out there. We've got other shows, which I mentioned. Don McAllister, episode 422. Go check that out. It was a great interview. Talking about Screencast Line and his new app, Wedding Player. But you can also watch the past live streams, and you can also listen to past shows. You can find the show in your favorite podcatcher and subscribe to it, which is Pocket Casts, Overcast, or Apple Podcasts, and many others. But better yet, just go to our website, intouchwithios.com. All the links are there. You can listen to this show. So I am Dave Ginsburg, and you can find me at the following podcasts. It's a list. The Neo Notebook on Sundays with Marty and Eric. Mondays on Vision Profiles with Marty and Eric. Tuesdays, Mac Voices Live with most of the people here. Jill's got to work. Is busy that night. I know. We miss you, though. And then on Thursdays here, recording the show, as well as Fridays, Mac Show on the British Tech Network. And with that, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will be back again next week. Until then, we'll talk again soon.